You're tuned in to Floridian Rollo. I'm your host, Floridian Rollo, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. So this person decided to project this video on me. So as I expected, he got wind of the video that I did. So I'm going to respond to his projecting. That's right. Y'all know who this is. This guy complains all day, every day. That's all he does. If you go to his channel, that's all he does. Complain. He admitted that he only worked 2 months or more so 2 years out of his whole entire life. He wants everything to come to him and don't want to put in the work. That's what a lazy guy does. He wants everything handed to him. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Let's go.
Cheers. Man, I remember when all I would do is just drink Kool-Aid. That's all I could afford.
That's all you could afford is Kool-Aid? Because you didn't want to put in the work? You didn't want to take care of yourself before you got with this lady who was well off? And you got her into this environment of living off the land, yet can't provide services. This guy said this is all he could afford is Kool-Aid because he never worked that long in his life. Let's continue.
You know, like tropical punch Kool-Aid. And if I couldn't afford that, I would get Flavor Aid. They had them like, I think 15 packs for $1.
You see the mindset? You see the mindset? This is a guy that loves to be in the bottom. He don't want to see nobody do well. He thinks doing well is evil. He thinks doing well is evil, y'all. Let's continue.
Get the white refined sugar. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me nothing. Used to drink Kool-Aid all the time, or either was Flavor Aid. Now, all I drink is Sorrel and coconut water. Cause I ain't broke anymore. You know what I'm saying? I saw this video with B. Simone. I don't know if you all familiar with her, but she's a comedian. I think she was on that Nick Cannon show on MTV. And she was talking about how, you know, she can't shop at Bloomingdale's anymore. She got to shop at H&M. And I was shaking my head like, man, that's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't have those type of problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm not broke anymore. You know what I mean? I remember, you know, having to live up to other people's standards. You know? Having the latest name brand clothes.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent, adaptive, effortless.
So he's talking about he was living vicariously, projecting on what people standards were. So he was not leading by example. He was always a follower, not a leader whatsoever. Let's continue.
Now all I wear is Fruit of the Loom t-shirts and flip-flops because I'm not broke anymore. And some may say, hey man, you can't relate to us living in America.
Here comes the projecting. Here comes the sneak dissing. Here we go.
Well, you gotta pay bills. You gotta pay the light bill, water bill, phone bill, car insurance, home insurance, the internet, cell phone. Oftentimes you hear Americans brag about how much they make per year. But
here comes the sneak this in. He sneaked this in. Here comes the projecting.
the question is, how much do you really take home? After taxes, Uncle Sam gets his? In all actuality, after Uncle Sam extorts you for your money,
extortion goes on in every country. What the heck are you talking about? Extortion goes on in every country. This fool is something else. Let's go.
after the bills, how much are you really bringing in? How much you really making?
Here we go.
She ain't gotta worry about that stuff. It's not broke anymore. I remember when, man, I was at 750. No lie, it's my work. 750 credit score. I had got up to about 780. And the goal was to be at 850. Straight up. And I remember how broke I was at that time. Had multiple credit cards and, I was paying up on them and keeping up with them. But just as well as I was paying on them and keeping up with them, I was a slave to them.
You see how he was moving? He wants to blame them for the decisions he chose to make. That doesn't make any sense. You chose to live vicariously through the credit card. You didn't want to work. You didn't want to produce. You didn't want to provide. You want everything handed to you. You love handouts, don't you? That's in your nature. Handouts.
I allowed a credit score to speak on my behalf. In other words, I was worth as much as my credit score was. Man, I was broke back then. That's real talk. Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
How you was trying to keep up with the Joneses if you wasn't working? No, you was living off another woman to keep up with the Joneses. And the woman you with currently, you lived off what she had. That's what you keep up with the Joneses situation is, living off of women.
And to be real with you, I ain't never met the Joneses. And at this point in time, I really want to know if the Joneses can keep up with the Joneses. Being that we're living in an economy.
Here comes the doom and gloom. Here comes the fear. And here comes the sneak dissing.
Because see, what y'all seem to forget is that what America does affects not only America, it affects the world. Infects and affects the world.
That's one thing he got correct. Even though he got that from me. He took my talking point, of course, to act like he came up with that. Real talk. Let's continue.
So we're living in an economy where there's hyperinflation, funflation, stagflation.
My wife and I have spent all day here at Boxables. We've gone through the entire
Wonder how the Joneses are doing in the economy that we're living in right now. Straight up. I got family members or friends. Listen to this. If you haven't been keeping up throughout this video, I got family and members and friends that got money in the bank, got cars, houses, that can keep up with their bills, but they are broke as shit.
What do you mean they broke and ish? What are you talking about? Look at him crashing out, y'all. He crashing out. Watch.
Living in right now.
Dude is crashing out.
Straight up. I got family members and friends. Listen to this. If you haven't been keeping up throughout this video, I got family and members and friends that got money in the bank, got cars, houses, that can keep up with their bills, but they are broke as shit. And I've been trying to tell them that for the longest. Real talk. Because the only time that you have is dedicated to everything else except for yourself. I remember. No lie, this is my word. I remember not having time to make love to the one that I loved or that I'm in love with.
The Bible tells you, a man that loveth pleasure becometh poor. So you willing to give yourself all to a woman and not provide provisions, protection. So you like to be around your woman 24/7 and not do anything else. You just want to live what you consider a normal life, that you don't have to take care of any responsibility. So in order for you to go from one place to the other, you had to pay. When you went to TSA, say, hey, look, I'm going to Thailand, taking my family to Thailand. I'm not going to pay for a passport. I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to pay for that. You pay where you're staying at.
And now, shit, we get it in 2 to 3 times a day. I remember.
All he cares about is sex. That's all he cares about is sex. He's not willing to provide provision, protect, and do the things a man's supposed to do outside of doing what you got to do with your wife. So you put it out there on display, not me. Rewind the video back. Listen.
Self. I remember. No lie, this is my word. I remember not having time to make love to the one that I love or that I'm in love with. And now, shit, we get it in 2 to 3 times a day.
So you get it on with her when she on her time of month? You get it on with her when she on her time of month? Since you say you get it on with her every day.
I remember when I couldn't sit down with my children and play games with them. Couldn't take them to the beach. Couldn't afford to do it. Couldn't afford to take the time out to spend with them.
Because you didn't want to work. Remember what you said in your other video? Now you're coming up with excuses.
I was broke. Now, took my eldest son. We both got up early this morning, got a bunch of bags, you know what I'm saying, and went out to the beach and went up a couple of coconut trees and came back with about 26 coconuts. Straight up. See, I ain't broke anymore. Because when I was broke, I thought that everything came with a price tag.
Everything does come with a price tag, even your soul. Let's go.
I thought that living in his artificial world, driving his cars, wearing his clothes, speaking his language, thinking like he thinks was the right way. Now I do the exact opposite.
He said he do the exact opposite. Let's see what exact opposite he's talking about.
Cause I ain't broke anymore. I've been fixed. And I'm not gonna say that, I take that back. I haven't fully fixed myself, but I'm slowly but surely fixing or working on myself.
Now he said he surely take it back because he knows he's lying. He capping for the camera. He capping for his audience. This guy was not a hard worker.
I'm improving myself every day.
I joined the Masters in Technology Leadership program at Brown to help me pivot into a tech.
All right, let's continue.
A lot of you all talk about how, you know what I'm saying, you'd rather have money than have your health, and that doesn't make sense to me.
No. You're not going to disrespect me. Health is wealth, and I'm still going to become very successful. And those that's around me going to become very successful. When they take care of their future generation. You're supposed to put in the work. You don't want to put in the work. You want everything to hand out to you. You're a handout dude. You want everything to be handed to you.
It doesn't. Not when I see grown-ass men great the fuck up, got back pains and arthritis and heart disease, high blood pressure, scared to go to the fucking doctor because you don't want nobody to stick a goddamn finger up your ass, but yet and still you may have colon cancer, prostate cancer, and the list.
That's a sneak diss. Look, I'm getting more healthier. Yes, I got a stomach, and I'm working on it. At the same time, I'm not overweight. So I don't know where you get this from. You projecting at this point. You projecting.
This goes on in elements. But oh, no. You got the latest cards.
How you know I got the latest car? Oh, because you heard what year I said I got the car, right? Which is 2026 vehicle. Let's rewind back, listen.
You know what I'm saying? You'd rather have money than have your health, and that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. Not when I see grown-ass men great the fuck up, got back pains and arthritis and heart disease, high blood pressure, scared to go to the fucking doctor because you don't want nobody to stick a goddamn finger up your ass, but yet and still you may have colon cancer, prostate cancer, and the list goes on in elements. But oh, no. You got the latest cards. You could cover up your, you know, you being old and out of shape and shit.
I'm not out of shape. I'm not out of shape. I just have a stomach I have to work on. Dude, I'm not out of shape. That's a sneak diss, that's projecting. Now, congrats to you being in shape, taking care of yourself, doing what you do. At the same time, you throwing shade talking about, I'm a big guy, I got back pains, I got this, I got that. No, I don't. I don't know where you get that from. And I do check up on a checkup. And that's another lie. Let's go.
By the nice clothes that you have on and the jewelry.
Nice clothes on. He's jealous of those who have nice clothes on. That's including me. And those who have jewelry. He's jealous of that.
That still can't hide your bad health. Had the nerve to talk about how women got big back, big backs, big back, big back. You got one too. And it ain't.
Now he's trying to go in about the women not being on point. That guy's pointed out, yet you got one too. Yeah, there's some guys that needs to work on themselves. At the same time, you ain't gonna disrespect me because I'm in great shape. I just gotta get the stomach trimmed down. I'm working on it. And even that, you're gonna be pissed off. You just mad that people want to be successful. You have a problem with men working, taking care of their business, taking care of their family. Sure, they want to be around their woman. Sure, they want to be around their kids. They get to that point they could do that. Yet and still, you have an issue with people like myself who wants to become a millionaire and will become a millionaire. So, Demon, you can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, I will become one. It's ordained for me to become one. It's been a minute since a family member has become a millionaire. Let's go.
Hey, don't come from doing pull-ups. That's for a fact.
Okay, so I haven't done pull-ups in a minute. I will be doing pull-ups real soon, though, when that time comes. What you trying to say? You think because you're climbing a tree that makes you a man? You think because you got your son to learn how to climb a tree? I used to climb a tree when I was 5, 6 years old. On up to 10 years old. What are you talking about? Congratulations, you finally learned how to climb a tree at the quote-unquote age of 51 and taught your son. Bravo. That still doesn't make you a man because you're still not providing. If it wasn't for that man and that they provide them services, would you go to that land you at now? No. You went there because you want to live off the land and try to play God and try to act like everything is working out in your favor. You still got to pay responsibility where you at because that's not your place. Let's go.
Yeah. Looking like pure T shit. They call you Unc. And you live up to that name to the fullest. Got all the shiny things. You come pulling up, got a shiny chain and some shiny sneakers and some shiny car and a shiny car. But you ain't.
You see the jealousy? You see the jealousy?
Ain't shining. Straight up. Couldn't live that type of lifestyle. I'm not a slave to nothing or no one.
He said, I'm not a slave to no one. Okay, if you say so.
And failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. This is a book. This is a quote that I got out of a book that I read about 20, 30 years ago, written by Og Manning, called The Greatest Salesman in the World. And my goal, my agenda, before I close my eyes for good, is to fully live life without paying for any fucking thing. And you can't tell me that it's not possible.
You see the disrespect? You see the disrespect, y'all? Let's continue.
Because I'm not paying for pineapples. I'm not paying for coconuts. I'm not paying for mangoes. But why would I? This shit grows out here in abundance.
Yeah, it grows out there in abundance. You're in another man's land. You're talking about the man in America, yet you're in another man's land in another country getting these things. It's still not working, still not making things happen.
I remember when I used to pay for that type of shit. Now I don't. And sooner than later, I'm going to remember when I paid rent or I paid this and paid that. Excuse me, let me take that back. I paid for a place to stay. I paid for transportation, all the rest of that shit. Sooner than later, that's gonna be a deep thing of a past. Cause I ain't broke anymore. I'm not. I don't wanna be rich. I don't wanna have. And sooner than later, I'm gonna remember when I paid rent or I paid this and paid that. Excuse me, let me take that back. I paid for a place to stay. I paid for transportation, all the rest of that shit. Sooner than later, that's gonna be a deep thing of a past. Cause I ain't broke anymore. I'm not. I don't wanna be rich.
He said he don't want to be rich. Yet he's complaining about people that want to be rich and successful.
I don't want to have millions and billions of dollars. I don't want that. Because one thing that I realize when I see millionaires and billionaires, I see one thing. I see a flaw. I see a dent in their armor that nobody ever like really sees, because you're so you're so mesmerized, good word, by the things that they have on, the materialistic things that they have, the money, the cars, the clothes, the hoes, the houses, and all the rest of that shit.
Here we go. He getting mad. He crashing out.
Not realizing that it takes time. It takes time away from your family. It takes time away from your loved ones. Money, cars, clothes, hoes, houses, the glam life, the lifestyle of the celebrities.
Why they always have to use a celebrity as an example? He's a lock lizard, y'all. He's a lock lizard demon. A lock lizard demon.
The lifestyle of a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. As Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, and the likes. Or maybe now Warren Buffett, being that I think he's retired. He might have time for his family now, but guess what? His family don't have time for him.
You don't know how long he's gonna live. Only the Most High know. And what he has done is give other people opportunity, something that you're not willing to participate, nor want to engage or want to even more. Let's go.
Because of all of that time that he spent making his billions, and now he ain't got shit to show for. He's broke. And if you made it this far in the video, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. Because I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about broken of mind. That's real talk. When your priorities are chopped and screwed, and turned upside down. See, I got time. I sat in the bed this morning after the one that I love. I made love to it. We just sat in the bed and just looked up because we had time to do it.
You see where his mind is at? You see where his mind is at? All he cares about is getting it on with his wife. He's putting it out there. I'm not putting it out there. Everything else don't matter to him.
Looked up in the air, just looked outside, was staring at the trees and paying attention to the birds. Let me ask y'all a question. How many times have you all had the time to just look up in the sky?
I do that all the time. I do that all the time, more often than what you can even imagine. Yet you won't believe it because you're an entity not projecting your life on me.
Whether the sun was out or whether it was nighttime. How many times have you had the time to just sit at a park and just pay attention to the sounds of nature.
I hear the sounds of nature all the time. All praise to the Most High, for the most part, of course. Let's go.
Cause y'all broke. You chasing after some shit. Oh man. You're chasing after some shit that you may never attain.
You see what the demon said? You're chasing after something you would never maintain. The demon said you chasing after something you never maintain. The lies, the lies, the lies.
And that's success in his world. I'm not broke. And I live a very beautiful life. Real shit. Like I said before, and I say it again, and yeah, you could say what you want to say. Man, you ain't gonna do this and da-da-da-da-da. You know how many times I've heard that throughout my life? People told me that I was gonna move out of the country, and now look where I'm at. I got time. Something that millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, thousandaires don't have.
Notice what he said. Billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, thousandaires. He using my talking point, thousandaires. For those who's making over 5,000 or more a month. He said that you ain't worth nothing. This is crazy. Let's go.
And I'm willing to give up this bogus bullshit, artificial lifestyle that got a lot of you all trapped in. A lot of you all are trapped into that. I'd rather get that shit up because it ain't, what is it doing for me?
He said we're in a trap, y'all. If we out here doing what we supposed to do, we're in the trap.
I don't give a fuck if gas prices go up or down because I don't own no car.
You heard what he said? He don't give an F if the gas prices go up and down. I don't own no car. Well, how do you make your food? Out there in nature? Where you going to get the gas to make your food from? These people don't be thinking things clearly. Let's continue.
I don't give a fuck how the housing market is because I'm not trying to, my intention is not even buying a house. I don't give a fuck about you know, the latest clothes and the trends and this and that because I ain't caught into that shit.
Lies, lies, lies. He's projecting. La, 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 yeah.
I'm slowly but surely walking away from having to pay for anything. How is it that I'm 51 years old and I look better than you and you're half my age?
No, I'm 45. What are you talking about? 46. Let's just keep it real. I'm 46. I was 45 last year, going on 46. You jealous I look more youthful? Even though you're in good tip-top shape? I look more youthful, right? That's why you're saying what you're saying.
It's obvious I'm doing something right. So before you start typing all of the bullshit in the comment section, and I make more than money, and I suggest that you look in the mirror and you compare me to you. Take off all the jewelry, take off all of the fancy clothes, and park that car in the garage. Just look at yourself from head to toe. And I'm not gonna sit here and take off my shirt and everything because people will be like, oh, he's flexing and this and that and so forth. I tell you what though, I got some pictures that I already have of my physique. You can go to my Instagram page.
All right, we're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. This guy is overlapsing right now.
Or you can go to this channel right here, and it's in the shorts. And let's make some comparisons. Cause I'm constantly getting this whole shit about yo man, you aging backwards and and ever since you moved there, it's obvious I'm making the right decisions in life. You're not, cause you're where you're at. Looking at me.
No, I'm calling you out. I'm not looking at you. I'm calling you out because you're a deity entity. Let's go.
Can't look so bad. I can't be so fucked up in life because I have gotten, damn, Langston, why you gotta do them like that? But I got to. I'm taking up your time. I'm taking up your time. Time that you ain't got. Or you may be on, don't do it to him, Langston. I'ma do it. I'm gonna do it for real, I am. Or you just may be on somebody else's time, on somebody else's clock, meaning that you're at work.
Yeah, he won't say it, yet those who is watching your content mostly working 9 to 5 for the time being. What if they were not around? You think you'll be where you at? No. Let's go.
I'm letting you all know that's going to work, busting your ass. That's a slave to the car note. That car that's outside. That you don't have the time to drive it, with the exception of you going to work and back or going to the gas station.
That's a normal thing. What's the issue? Because you fell in life since you was a teen.
Or going to the grocery store. I'm just here to let you know that you're a slave to that car. You're a slave to that house.
Now he's saying I'm a slave to the house, slave to the car. All right, let me shout out some folks in the building, Rissa Royale, and we also got Forever Studio, and many folks watching in the clouds. Let's continue.
You know, people oftentimes, man, back in the days, you know, when I was living in the States and I used to go to the YMCA gym and people would be like, man, I don't respect the man that ain't got no house and this and that and so forth. And I just used to laugh at them. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. You don't just buy a house and have get a loan and buy a house. That's not just how it works. You have to have a certain amount of money that's put to the side. To be real with you, a house is a fucking very bad investment. Like, the reality of it is what you have to do with a house is you just have to say, you know what? I accept the fact that I need somewhere to stay, and that's just it. Other than that, do you know how much it takes in order for to have a house? The maintenance? Cause see, it ain't but so much your house insurance is gonna cover.
Don't you think people know that already? And where you at, there's no assurance, if I'm not mistaken. You got certain events going on. I don't know if you respond upon that. Anyway, let's go.
So to be real with you, you got to worry about your water heater busting, your HVAC unit fucking up, or you need a new roof. I mean, the list goes on. Bad piping and shit, leaks in the pipes busting. Your septic tank, the list goes on. A house ain't no different from a fucking car.
That's my talking point. I didn't cuss though. Let's go.
With the exception of, well, there are some houses that are mobile. Well, I was gonna say with the exception of Wills. But most people have houses you can't, you don't have a mobile house. But ain't no different. Once you get those keys, you done fucked around and made a bad investment. Nowadays, the housing market's so fucked up, it don't make no damn sense. But I ain't gotta worry about that shit. I don't. Well, man, you don't own nothing? Nah, I don't. Let me show you. Let me show you this. Watch this. Let's turn it around. You don't own that house.
You don't own anything where you at. You're under somebody else's jurisdiction. Yet you don't believe in the Most High. You don't believe in Christ. So you don't believe in your salvation. You think it's forced.
You don't own that car. God. I hate being this way, but I gotta do it. That car and that house own you. God damn it.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system.
For however many years, you gotta pay for it. You're a slave to it.
He's calling y'all a slave. Calling me a slave in America, y'all. A guy that never worked a day in his life, depending on the same government that he's complaining about.
I'm glad that I'm not broke. Just glad. I wake up every day. I ain't gotta punch nobody's clock. I ain't got shit to do. And you know what? I got every right to sit on my ass and do nothing with my life. Every right.
You do.
Just as, a person, but then overall, like just as a collective, like for us dealing with being black in America, at one time being black in America. And what my ancestors have been through. Like, haven't we worked enough? Especially in the years that we were working for free. During slavery. I'm not broke.
He still want to get some get back. That's why he want to be over there and not deal with certain things. However, they'll give him a memo soon. When it's that certain amount of time you're there, they're going to remove you. They're going to come see you. Let's go.
I ain't got no money in my pockets. But I ain't broke. I'm not broke. Just as, a person, but then overall, like just as a collective, like for us dealing with being black in America, at one time being black in America. And what my ancestors have been through. Like, haven't we worked enough? Especially in the years that we were working for free. During slavery. I'm not broke. I ain't got no money in my pockets.
This guy said he ain't got no money in his pocket, y'all. He ain't got no money in his pocket, yet he's talking about me. Disrespecting me for wanting to become successful. Talking about I'm in a lot of debt, which is not true. Let's go, let's continue.
But I ain't broke. Man, y'all gotta wake up. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't understand this video, then it wasn't for you. It's not for you. If you didn't understand a goddamn thing I said, then wow. Oh shit. Oh, you gotta do it, Langston. Yes, I do. You are truly broke.
He's saying I'm truly broke. Others is truly broke. He's projecting on his brokenness, y'all. He's projecting.
You're truly broke. And I suggest that you work on yourself, that you fix yourself, because something is truly wrong with you. If you think you got, listen, if you think you're not broke because you got, money in the bank, cars in front of the house, a nice big house, clothes in a closet, and you're saying in your mind, I'm doing good.
This guy got an issue of people wanting y'all.
You're doing good, all right. You consistently put in money, but it gets deeper than that. Your time in someone else's hands.
Our time is in the Most High's hands through Christ. You don't believe in that. You believe in the other deities. Let's go.
Straight up. He that is the owner of his own time is rich. If you can control your time, you're rich, you're wealthy. But if not, you are truly broke.
You say you truly broke if you don't do the necessary steps. Anyway, that's pretty much about it, y'all. I'm trying to figure out what Riz is talking about, what point he made that's on point. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. Thank y'all for viewing. I gotta get some rest now. And appreciate y'all for tuning in. Riz FM Studio. Those who's viewing in the cloud. Make sure you like the video, share the video. If you want to support the Cash App is pinned to the top. Good night, everybody. I'll holler at y'all on the next one.